Hey gamers, first time in the new shop today making lures. We're gonna make some stick baits with chartreuse tips to them on the one end, on the back end. Sometimes we make double tips on the front and back. But today we're gonna make some green pumpkin. It's gonna be more of a brownish green pumpkin with chartreuse tips. It's a special order from a local customer. And just to give you, before we do that, real quick, here's how the shop ended up. I got the rubber floor mats to help my feet. Got molds here on the bottom, microwave up top. Got the colors and stuff back there, the flake. I'm keeping the actual pigments inside right now because we're still having freezing temperatures outside at night. But cups, got the griddle there to kind of warm up the molds. Bottom shelf, like I said, for the molds, bags, the Presto pots for bigger runs or scraps, and then just our leftover box. And I'm going to keep the buckets, the 5-gallon buckets of plastisol inside too. I'm not sure if freezing temperatures would hurt them or not, but if I got to walk down here anyway, I can carry one of those. It's no big deal. All right, anyway, back to the lures. The customer wants them to be really soft. So typically all of our plastic is medium blend. It works good for most things. It's right in the middle, not too hard, not too soft. We did get a tube blend from Dead On Plastic, which is a little bit harder than the medium since we started making tubes. But anyway, to make the medium more soft, what we're doing is I added some of the Dead On Plastic softener into the mix. I added 1 tablespoon per cup. I got about 1.5 cups there. So I added a good 2 tablespoons. I know, so basically 1 tablespoon ends up being, or 1 tablespoon per cup lowers the, or increases the softness by 1 blend. So if you got 1 cup of plastic, 1 tablespoon of the softener, it goes from medium to medium soft. Likewise, if you got the hardener, you put 1 tablespoon of the hardener in, it goes from medium to medium hard. So I got 1.5 cups of plastic of medium. I went ahead and put a full 2 tablespoons in because he said he wanted them really soft. So I'm going 1.5 to possibly 2 times softer than the medium. He wants salt in them. I usually don't put salt in them, but he wants 35% salt. So we're gonna put a decent amount of salt in the mix here. So like I said, I went ahead and put the oil in already, stirring it in real good. We're gonna put some black flake in. I got some tiny black flake and I got the larger black flake. And the way I do the tips, I know they make a special mold just for the tips for the stick baits. And when I say they, England AI. I got the England AI stick bait molds. This is the core shot mold, so I can do core shots with those. And so the way I make the tips is I put the rods in there, shoot the shells, cut the bottom tip off where the tip's going to go, and then pretty quickly before they get all the way cold, while they're still warm, I shoot the chartreuse or whatever color I want, as if it's going to be a core shot, and then that tip that way is bonding to the end of the stick bait, as well as that plastic's all the way up through it. So to me, it creates a better bond that way, as opposed to just having the tip mold and you just lay that in there. But anyway, I mean, the other way may work fine. I don't know, I haven't tried it. So that's the way we do it. And with this way though, the kicker is if you got a lighter color shell, more translucent, maybe like a watermelon, something like that, whatever your color you're shooting through the middle, that's the core shot to make that tip. You may see it in there, so you got to keep that in mind. So I typically only do this with the darker shells. So anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to heat this plastic up, start adding some dye to it, flake. I'll do that here, a cut, and come back to it. So I'll catch you in a minute. All right, we're back. We got the green pumpkin 156 from Laura Works mixed in. We put the black flake in, the large and small. We put about 30-35% plastic, or not plastic, but salt in here. It's really salty. But anyway, like I said, it's the green pumpkin 156, not the other green pumpkin, which is the 109. The 109 is a little bit greener. The 156 is more brown. And I do have the core shot rods in these AI Anglin molds, or Anglin AI molds. I did oil those down with worm oil, so these will slide off. Just top these off. I warmed up the molds on the griddle, but I forgot to warm up the injector, so it's pretty cold. It's 40 some degrees right now outside, inside the barn here. Let me take a look. It's about 50 degrees in the barn, so not too bad. These probably are cooled off enough, and I'll show you what we'll do. I do like to lay these on a towel when I get them, pull them out here. So yeah, so they come out like that. Just peel them off the runner. Lay that to the side, can remelt that. But then with that worm oil on there, it just pop right off like that. Just lay them down. Really easy. So I won't do the other one right now, but then what we'd come back through and do is I'll use a razor blade and just kind of clip that off there, and then lay them back in, and then inject the chartreuse through. Now, one thing you do have to do is that hole that's right there and the tip of that, I do make sure I can see all the way through the worm. Because you know, you can't see all the way through there when you core shoot it, that whatever color you're shooting through, in this case chartreuse, and it's going to stop part way. So you know, once I cut that off, I make sure there's nothing in there obstructing it, and then we'll go ahead and run through this. He wants 2 packs of them, so I'll do another set of these, and then we'll come back and run the chartreuse through. All right, we got the tails cut off, went through here with the razor blade. What I do is I line the egg sac up, and then that's my guide. So once I got all those lined up, cut the first one, I know exactly, you know, how to cut the others. Try to keep them all consistent. And then when we lay them in the mold, I line the egg sac up with the egg sac in the mold. And then the front's right up there where it should be. Just make sure it's not, you know, too far in. Otherwise you're going to have a chartreuse nose to it. And then it'll come through here, go through, and then make the tail. Microwave just beeped. Gonna mix up the chartreuse, and let's see what happens. Here we got 380, so we're gonna go with that. You got to hold this down for about 20 seconds. Keep pressure on it. I mean, not overly pressure, but just solid, constant pressure helps melts it into the body of the stick bait. And this is where I usually like to have one of my kids in helping. They can get the other injector and be doing the other mold at the same time. Yeah, looks good. Let me show you. So there it is. So as you can see, the plastic goes through the bait and comes out the tip. And I think that just creates a better bond back there. Let me pull one off here. Actually pull a few off. And we'll go out to the light, take a look. All right, let's go out here where it's lighter. Take a look at them. Out here. So yeah, creates a nice stick bait with the tips. As you can see, the top of them has a little chartreuse there. If you Texas rig it, you're not going to see it. I mean, that's not going to create much of an issue there anyway. But there you have it. Stick baits with a different color tip. I know we've done the black and blue ones. Like a black with a blue flake, and then put the blue tips. We've done the green pumpkin with the orange tips. We thought about doing a green pumpkin, or not a green pumpkin, but a watermelon, like a watermelon red with a red tip. Decided against that, thinking that watermelon, like I said earlier, is more of a translucent color. You run red through there, red and green. You just kind of got to think of those color combinations and what they're going to turn out to be. It's probably going to make it look kind of a brownish look to it, which may not be bad. But we may try it with some scrap plastic, see what happens. But anyway, check out our lures, A-game, cl.square.site. Thanks for watching, like and subscribe. We'll catch you later.